everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today I am so excited. I am so excited because we're going to be digging into Blend Bunny Cosmetics' newest eyeshadow release, the Dollhouse. I saw pictures of this online and I just knew, that this was going to be the first palette that I was going to buy this year. It looked so stunning, and then it kept getting great review after great review on top of the previous palettes that I've seen from them that have gotten great review after great review after great review. And I was like, you know what, I gotta try it. So I did place an order for it. I also picked up the eyeshadow brushes, and we're going to be slapping everything on my face today, and you're gonna see how I got this look. All right, I have my nice gigantic mug of coffee because I did not get a ton of sleep last night. The girls, I don't know why, they were not having it last night. But let's go ahead and also address what might be the elephant in the room. I don't know if you can hear the weather going on, but the news has been calling for days now, saying that we're gonna get 6 to 8 inches of snow, which I'm not gonna lie, made my heart so excited and so happy. I swear to God, I'm a little kid. I love snow. But more than that, my son thinks that he loves snow too. And I don't know, he's never really seen snow. We live in the southern United States. It doesn't happen very often, but I swear in December, I could not convince him that it was wintertime because there was no snow. So when the news started predicting 6 to 8 inches of snow, the city started like shutting down. There is not a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk to be found anywhere. I was cautiously optimistic. They've done it to me before. Let me show you what my yard looks like. Yeah, it's just sleet. I should have known. It's just sleet. Teeny tiny little ice crystals are hurling themselves at my home, and there's nothing I can do about it. So I hope that you can't hear it, but if you can, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. So let's go ahead and play with this absolutely gorgeous palette here. I'm so excited to be playing with this. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use, I think this column right here of greens and golds and grungy goodness. I'm so stoked for it. I'm so stoked. I also picked up a set of their eye brushes. You guys know I love eye brushes, and especially ones like these that are really nice and precise. Very much looking forward to using these as well. Because this is my first time using this palette, I'm going to go in with kind of a more simple eye look. I'm not going to go all crazy, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Figure, which is this really beautiful sort of khaki, greeny, yellowy, browny goodness. We're going to put that through the crease and then go from there. And I'm going to use the Blend Bunny B5 to start with. So I have been wanting to try this brand for a while now, but I have been, oh, well, that's starting out very nicely. I was a little intimidated. The first palette that I saw from them was their Surge palette, and that got so much traction last year. And I saw so many posts and so many people raving about it, and I was so interested, but it had a lot of really, really intense shades, a lot of really, really dark shades, and that for me was definitely a bit intimidating. So when I saw the Dollhouse, I was like, this is my kind of palette. It has beautiful mattes, it has beautiful sparkly shades, it has some really interesting deep shades, but it is more, in my opinion at least, approachable. And you guys, I'm seriously shook. This applied and blended effortlessly. Like, I know people talk about, oh, shadows that blend themselves, but seriously? This went down just so beautifully. There's no skipping, there's no patchiness. This brush is incredibly soft. I really like it a lot. It doesn't have too much pigment rather. I am impressed. I am impressed. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna set this one to the side, this brush by that I mean. And then I'm going to take this one that's more precise. This one is the B1 brush. And I'm going to go into Madam, which is this shade right here. And I'm gonna use that mostly in the outer corner, but a little bit to kind of give some more definition to the crease. And I'm just gonna use kind of stamping motions to keep it exactly where I want it. But that is really beautiful. The thing that I love, and I think the thing that sort of made the decision for me to go ahead and buy this, was that yes, it has a whole row of very, very dark shadows, but they all have their own sort of unique and beautiful undertones. So this one, it's a very deep blackened brown, but it has a sort of foresty green grungy undertone, and so it is a lot easier for me to know what to do with it. Black for me is a very intimidating shadow, but these aren't really black. They're just kind of black. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm gonna go back to the original blending brush, that B5, and without any additional product, I'm just going to start sweeping that through the crease, because what that will do is that will bring a little bit of that shadow into the crease for me. And that way I'm adding that depth and that dimension and that little bit of shadow without going too far. So if you find...
Mommy?
Hey, baby. All right, so what I was saying is that if you find that your crease gets a little out of control and it gets too dark too quickly on you, try this, because it helps kind of step in those sort of darker, more intense shadows. And as you can see, I blended away a little bit here. So I'm just gonna switch back over to that B1, pick up just a little bit more of the shade Madam, and then just bring it back in and build it back up. And I'll probably switch back and forth a couple of times until I get the blend and the intensity that I'm wanting. All right, now that I have the blend where I want it, I'm gonna take a little bit of my NYX glitter primer and put it just on the tip of this flat brush. Just a teeny bit. I don't ever use much, but I do use this every time I am using a shimmer shade. And then I'm just gonna create a beautiful sticky tacky base for my shimmers to go on top of. Then using the tacky side, I'm gonna go into Chantilly, and I'm gonna put that on kind of the middle of the lid. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I love this so much. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take the other side, the clean side, and I'm going to pick up some of Pin Curls, and I'm gonna put that on the inner portion of the lid, right on top of that sticky base we've already created, and just sort of pat to create that gradient. Ooh, I love this so, so much. Oh, the shadow picked up so nicely. It is so freaking pretty. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. That is just gorgeous. All right, I'll go ahead and put on all of my makeup and then we'll finish her on up. Okay, the rest of my face is done. We're just gonna finish up the eye look with the lower lash line. And you guys know I tend to go for a more understated lower lash line. So I'm gonna take this ridiculously tiny pointed Morphe brush and I'm gonna go back into Madam. And I'm just going to run that along the outer third. I'm not gonna go very far with it at all. I like doing just the outer third because it really helps to open up the eye. And you guys know I've got hooded, downturned eyes. So anything that I can do to kind of pull them up a little bit and make them look a little bit bigger is what I prefer. And then I'm gonna go back in with one of the Blend Bunny brushes. This is the B3, and into Figure. And we're just gonna use that to blend out a little bit. Now in this case, I'm not even going all the way in. I'm just going to about the middle. So the outer probably 2/3. And then connecting it with the rest of the eye look. All right, and then going back in with the Blend Bunny B2, I'm gonna go into Lace, and I'm gonna use that just in the inner corner. Oh, I got a lot. I got a lot. I went a little too hard. Ooh, should be pretty though. Oh, wow. All right, so guys, what do you think? I'm not gonna lie to you, I am so obsessed. I cannot stop looking at myself in the mirror because I think this eyeshadow look came out so freaking beautifully. I have to change this mirror, otherwise I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna keep staring at it and not you. I am over the moon. I am over the moon. I cannot wait to play with this more. I cannot wait to play with this more. So let me talk to you a little bit about the shadows that I used. So as I mentioned, I went and I used this column right here. And I did that because sometimes things can look a little bit intimidating, especially if you are not accustomed to working with really kind of deeper shadows. But the thing that I love so much about this palette is that you can really and honestly go column by column. So as I said, this column right here is kind of the greeny golden stuff. These are more of your sort of purpley shadows. We have your kind of pinky purple shadows. We have the kind of gray, white, black family here. We have some more sort of bluer purpley shades. And then down here on the end, these are more in sort of the orangey warm family. And I feel like when you have a palette that is set up that way, it makes it so approachable. It makes it so approachable because you look at it and you're not confused about what to do. And then as you start working with it more and more, you can start kind of branching out from whatever column you decided to go with that day. I think that is brilliant because you've got advanced makeup appliers that look at that and they're like, I have so much inspiration. I'm gonna pull from here and here and here and there. But then you also have people that are a little bit less experienced with makeup or that don't really automatically know how to pull colors together and what's gonna work well. I think this is just so well done. I really, really do. And as I said, I cannot wait to continue to use it. I'm going to be creating more and more content with it because it is so much fun. So let's talk also a little bit about the shadows themselves. So I found the mattes to be amazing, amazing. In fact, I think there might be some of the best mattes I've ever tried. I really think that. Granted, again, I've only worked with this column here. I can't form a full opinion quite yet, but they applied effortlessly. I know that that gets kind of tossed around a little bit, especially here on YouTube, but they really did. They applied, they were not overly pigmented, but they had enough pigment to work with. They blended really, really beautifully. They didn't skip, they weren't patchy. They were just flawless, flawless. The shimmers are really, really beautiful as well. They picked up nicely on my brush, which you guys know is one of the things that for me is a huge pet peeve, when you have to use your fingers to apply things. That's not my preferred method, and I want a formula that is going to allow you to use it in any way that you feel most comfortable. And I feel like these definitely did that. They are definitely a little bit on kind of the creamier side. If you remember, for the shade Lace that I used in my inner corner, I kind of dug in there and I picked up a lot more than I want. I kind of dug a chunk out of it, but I was able to just sort of like smosh it back in there, a little bit like a Super Shock shadow, but it's not nearly that creamy. But I could just like press it back in and it reformed the pan perfectly. So again, I think that that's something that allows it to be really, really approachable. You can use your brush, you can use your finger, and it just works. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when it comes to makeup, that is what I'm looking for, something that just works. So tell me, have you picked up this eyeshadow palette? Is it on your sort of wish list? Is it now on your radar? I would love to know. I really would love to know, because I am incredibly impressed. So look out for future content with this, both here and on Instagram. I'm trying to get better about posting more frequently over there and adding more actual makeup content to my makeup channel. So let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, everything that I'm wearing will be linked down in the description bar. And if you have not yet subscribed, I hope that you'll consider doing so. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.